too long, but we are officially going camping again, my friends. Woohoo! I'm actually going to the very first place I ever car camped by myself. You know, for nostalgia's sake. Okay, I'm supposed to stop every 90 miles or 90 minutes to stretch my legs as part of my new program. So we are gonna take a quick little pee break and move around a minute.
To Florida's Turnpike and was in control. A psychologist in the case stated that Paul was not insane, narcissistic personality disorder, and could not cope with the, not only from his end, the fact that Lily wanted to end it 2 years, and when discussing the crime, he saw turn right onto Savannah Boulevard. He committed a monstrous act, which was in complete contradiction to. People were annoyed at the language. In 1,000 feet, your destination will be on.
I'm actually here a little bit early to check into camp.
What's the name?
Heather.
I'm not sure if the site's clear yet, but you can go check it.
Perfect.
42. Have you ever camped here?
Yeah.
Do you need the maps or anything?
I might as well take one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I was able to check in a couple hours early, which is awesome, but I am not going to camp just yet. In fact, I was going to make a U-turn and take a quick detour now that I've gotten all that taken care of. But I just want to see if there's any bison or horsies hanging around first. So we're going to do a quick detour to the tower, the observation tower at Paynes Prairie. And then we're going to head over to our first destination of the day. I am thinking, based on the time of year, that there should be a few hundred gators at least gathered at a sinkhole nearby. So that's what we're gonna do. See if we can get some cool alligator footage for you all. One of my favorite things about this park, aside from the wildlife and the beautiful and unique scenery for Florida, is that they have the best trees here. And y'all know I am a tree hugger through and through, so nothing makes my little heart more full than being surrounded by some of my favorite trees in the state. That they were working on the entrance road and the campground roads, and that there might be construction, but it looks like they've repaved most of it. I don't know what the campground looks like right now, but I see they still have some barriers up on the sides, but it actually is in great shape. No more bumpy road. They also have a huge migration of sandhill cranes that come and use the prairie in the winter, and I mean like thousands and thousands of cranes. But I can never see them because the vegetation is always too high once you get down on the prairie. So I'm hoping that I might even be able to see some of them gathered from the observation tower today. Fingers crossed. I honestly don't know how flooded it is from the hurricanes. Quite a bit of the sides of 75 was still flooded on my way up, so the water might be too high. I'm really not sure. TBD. One dilemma I already know I'm going to run into is, aside from the destination we're heading to in a moment, there are at least 3 hikes that I want to do, but I am not allowed to overdo it. I have to ease my way back in, so I'm going to have to scrap at least one of those 3. So I can do, like, depending on how easy I take it this afternoon, I may be able to do a hike right before sunset tonight, a short one, and then one in the morning. but I don't want to push myself and set myself back. So I may end up having to decide between my two favorites out of which one I'm going to do in the morning. I love coming in the middle of the week. It's the middle of the day. It's only 60 degrees outside Fahrenheit, and there are still hardly anybody here. So I like my chances. Also, real quick, if you saw my last video with my return to solo hiking, if not, I'll link it below. But I realized when I was editing that I somehow turned off my video stabilization. So I apologize for the shakiness. Hopefully that will not be an issue today. Forget my tripod this time. One of my favorite trails. That's the one I might have to give up. But first we're going to take a quick pit stop. Looks like we made it. So even though this is technically still part of Paynes Prairie Preserve State Park, it's about 15-20 minutes away from the main entrance and park. It's like a little satellite trail. The goal here is gators and snail kites. Not together, that would be a bad combo, but photos of each. I'll show you all the different trails they have at this park. We're gonna do Bowlin' Bluff in the morning for sure. And now we are at this one, although there is no round trip because I believe the prairie's still flooded, but I could be wrong. There's one of my favorite trees. This is Hawthorne Bike Trail, which is a historic path. I forget how long it is, but it goes quite a ways. couple of porta potties at this one. There's one here and then one in a little ways, but no actual bathrooms. Not bring my tripod this time because I was being lazy. You hear that? Those are all the sandhill cranes I was telling you about. Let's see if we can actually see any of them. This trail is named after Latchwa's sinkhole, which is where all of the gators gather. Can I help you? I guess not. It looks like they're smooching. Well, on the bad side, I don't see all the gators gathered where they normally are. But the trail is open and it normally isn't, so we'll wander a little bit. The first time in years this hasn't been gated off. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little bunny in there eating grass. Right there. Alright, well this was kind of a bust, but then again I don't normally go wildlife hunting in the middle of the day, so what did I expect? I didn't have oversold the gators. I only saw about a dozen total. apparently the wildlife was not clued into the plan because I did not see what I wanted to see, but it was still lovely being outside in the beautiful scenery, and I did see some birds and some gators, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Now let's head to camp. All right, we're back at the main entrance, and I have a major catastrophe. I just realized I don't think I have my coffee mug. What am I gonna do? The visitor center doesn't close for another 20 minutes, so we're gonna book it there and hope that they have coffee mugs. I have to get a sticker anyways, right? Gee, it feels like I was just here. Oh, fingers crossed for coffee mug. Okay, so the bad news is that they were closing up for the night already and they did not have any coffee mugs and the stickers were locked up, but the lady working there had to buy a coffee mug at Salvation Army this morning on the way in because she forgot hers. So she was so nice. She gave me her coffee mug. So I just need to wash it when I get to camp. But I couldn't believe how sweet that was. She was like, no, I know how bad that is. So please take it. It was only $1. So score. But with that said, we are finally ready to head to camp. So let's head to site number 42. I think I'm right across from the bathroom, which is good because I need to pee. And I just realized I never had lunch and I did not have a big breakfast. So my stomach is not happy with me right now, and I'm gonna eat as soon as I get settled in at my site. Gosh, that is such a cute little trailer. All right, that's 36 and 37, almost there. All right, I got my window covers in, my lights on, ready to turn in for the evening as soon as I go to the restroom one more time. Okie dokie, I'm inside for the evening. Well, I'm sure I'll have to go to the bathroom again, but I'm pulling out my jammies. I think I'm just gonna wear my pants that I'm gonna wear tomorrow with some sweatpants over them because it's gonna be like freezing tonight. Not looking forward to getting dressed in the morning when I'm super cold, so. As you can see, it is much chillier outside than it is inside. 46 out, 64 in. So hopefully it retains the heat for a little while. And I gotta charge my phone. I am now nice and comfy in my jammies. I have my outfit on. Well, I have my pants on for tomorrow and my new fresh socks for tomorrow. And I just need to change my top when I get up in the morning. But that way I don't have to worry about getting cold to get dressed, or colder, because I think it's supposed to get down to 30 tonight. No, 30 something. Anywho, I'm gonna read my book. I'm still working on Between Two Kingdoms. So I'm gonna do a little bit of reading for a while, unwind a bit, and then I might go through my photos that I took today and do a little editing. We shall see. TBD. Where did I put my book light? I'm getting old. All right, my friends, I am pooped. I know it's not even 9 p.m. yet, but I think I'm gonna go climb in the back and settle in and start getting ready for bed after I make a quick potty run. And then I'll show you around tomorrow when it's light out again. I've got my super simple stealth setup going on right now. As you can see, I've got the second row seats still up and my bed's just in the back third row. So I'll kind of show you around. I know I've shown this setup in the past, but, and I'll actually link that below to the tour, but I'll kind of show you what I'm working with in the morning since there's not really space to show you around while I'm in here, and I'm not going to open up the doors again because it's cold out there. So I will see you in the morning. Good night.
Footsteps on the ground. Isn't anyone trying to find me? Cold nights.
Good morning, friends. As you can see, I'm quite bundled up. It was 38 outside when I woke up this morning, although it stayed right around 48 to 50 inside. So not warm, but definitely toastier than outside. I've shed my outer sweatpants layer, so hopefully I warm up moving my muscles. Let's go see if we can find any horse or bison. Ladies and gentlemen, we have horse poo. This is so cool. This is so cool. There's a baby deer, sandhill cranes, and then way in the distance are some wild horses. This is so cool. This is the second best bison encounter I've ever had here. This guy keeps scratching himself on this pole here. Apparently I was wrong. It was not a bunch of horses, it was a bunch of bison. Even cooler. So I just spent a half hour with a dozen bison. Oh my God. Are you guys seeing this? Holy shit. Well, I would say that was a very successful hike. My longest one in a long time, and very productive. Woo! I mean, I guess that was an okay morning hike. Holy cow! I started within 5 minutes of walking. There was like a whole herd of wild hogs with little bitty babies that ran across in front of me. I'm sure you've already seen that by now since I will have inserted that footage. And then there was like at least a dozen deer before I even got down onto the prairie. And then once I was down there, there was more deer, and I could see what I thought were wild horses in the background. So I'm thinking, oh, I better hurry up and get down there before I, miss them. Well, they weren't wild horses. It was a herd of bison, even rarer to see there, for me anyways. There was over a dozen of them. And I got to hang out with them for about a half hour, and then I tore myself away, and I was like, I guess I'll go back. And as I was walking back, a whole herd of wild horses crossed right in front of me and just parked it on the trail. So I got to spend another half hour with them. And then you could still see the bison in the background, plus hundreds of sandhill cranes kept coming and going. So I think I even got some shots of like the deer, the horse, the bison, and the sandhill cranes all in one frame, even though you can't really see them individually. I'm gonna shut up now. Clearly I'm very excited. I'm gonna head back to camp, have coffee number 2, and then pack up to head out. I would say that this 24 hours back to solo camping definitely exceeded my expectations. I do not feel bad at all for striking out with the gators yesterday because this was way cooler and I see gators all the time. So, I'll see you back at camp. Alright, I just had one last bathroom break and I'm mostly packed up here. I got everything stowed back. Everything that was hanging off. Let's hit it. My friends, I think I'm gonna wrap it here. Make sure you watch all the way till the end though, because I'm gonna insert some of my favorite photos that I took this morning from my awesome hike, and I'll see you on the next adventure very soon.